Yeah, visible, sir.
Okay, okay. Just 1 second. So I will just give you a brief of SAP enterprise structure and what is ERP, what is SAP, and then we'll go what is the architecture which is used by SAP so far, and how they have originated from R1 to till S4 HANA, and then we'll go for some brief about SAP MM. Okay, what are the topics will be there, what are the roles will be there, and then we'll close it. Okay. So if you can, if you have any doubts, you can stop me whenever you want. Okay. So what is ERP? So ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So you might be working in SAP, you know that how SAP works. So it integrates all the departments in the organization. You might be having some finance department, you might be having material management, sales and distribution, production planning. All these things will be there. What ERP will do? ERP is a, by definition, ERP means enterprise resource planning. Okay, it's a software which manages the different business units. Like suppose it's a finance module. It may be the production planning. It may be the logistic part, and it may be the delivery DC part. So it it ERP is a single system that will integrates all the departments in the organization. Okay, so the scope will be it integrates planning, purchasing, inventory, sales, marketing, finance, human resource into real-time environment. Okay, so SAP is one such kind of ERP. Okay, there are another there are many more ERPs available in the market, which is something like Oracle, Dynamic 365. All these things are comes under Enterprise Resource Planner. Okay, so ERP is a SAP is a software, whereas ERP is a system. Something if you like core is a like if you compare, if I have to give some example, so you will be having specific core, right? You will go for a Toyota Fortuner, something like that. But as a whole, you will say it as a car, right? Like that, ERP is your car, and whatever the Toyota is brand is there, that is your SAP. Okay, under cars, Toyota is a brand, right? So like that, ERP is a enterprise resource planning platform where SAP is one of the software for it. Okay, so it integrates with all the departments in the system. Okay. So SAP means systems, applications, and products in data processing. Okay. So whereas S4 HANA means S4 HANA means S4 HANA means it's a database. Okay. S4 is the version. Fine. HANA is a database and S4 is a version. But how it is originated from R1. See, previously when SAP was launched, it is launched as R1, which means it will be having only one interface. Okay, there will be no other interface. It will be having only one interface that is working on mainframe, and both front end, like whatever the application side is there, whatever visible to the user, and database, everything is integrated into one system. Okay, whereas in R2, the front end, like whatever the GUI which you are using to create the purchase orders in your day-to-day operations, and the database plus the processor. Okay, both are integrated and it is defined at two layers. The GUI will be at one layer, means whatever the application display. Okay, whatever wherever the transactions you are doing, that display will be at once, like they have divided they have bifurcated it. Okay, in R2 architecture. Okay, whereas like after R2 they have released R3. Okay, so application, processor, and database. Okay, so in R3 architecture, there are three, they have divided it into three separate layers. One is at application layer, and second is processor, and the third is database. Okay, so after R3, they have released ECC. Okay, so in this ECC, SAP does not have its own database. Okay, so in ECC version, they used to rely on, like the R3 architecture itself is there, but they used to rely on external external databases like Mango, Oracle, Oracle database, MongoDB, like that. Some external databases they used to depend on. Okay, but whereas in S4 HANA, S4 HANA, HANA is the database. Okay, and it is it is the database of SAP. So they are not relying upon the external database. They are not going for the external databases. They have their own database, and everything is maintained under cloud. Okay. So you don't need to integrate any other database into SAP. You just whatever the transactions you are posting, it will be maintained in the cloud and in their own database called HANA. Okay, so this is how the SAP is originated from R1 to till S4 HANA. Okay, it was founded. The SAP is a company where it is founded by uh, five IBM engineers in 1972. Okay, it is used across if you take for Fortune 10,000, Fortune 1,000 companies. In that, 900 plus companies will be used by SAP, being used by 900 plus companies. Okay, this is how much that is you can see the market share of the SAP is like this is how SAP having its own market share in the Fortune 100 or 1,000 companies. Okay, so as I told you, uh, the processor and the database was different in traditional architecture, but in S4 HANA, it is having its own memory. The processor and the memory will be is being integrated, and it is the database itself is its own database. Okay, so the data stored in active RAM instantaneously and massively simplified core application. So it will be stored within the cloud itself. The processor is also the same. It will be, see, if you have more RAM and more memory, then your system will be faster, right? If you have connected some external USB or something to your laptop, then the process might be delayed, right? So in regular, I'm just giving an example to understand how it been originated and how it been improved. See, if you have connected some USB or pen drive or something to your laptop and you are transferring data to that pen drive, it takes longer time. But if you are moving some one file or two files within the same within the same, like if you are moving the data from one folder to another folder in your computer or in your laptop, then the process will be much faster, right? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is how they have improved the database, and they have built an inbuilt database which is called HANA.
Okay.
Okay. So I think so far you understood what is SAP and what is S4 HANA, right? How it's
Yeah.
been originated. So now let us go to the module material management. Okay. So SAP is having huge number of modules. Okay. Let us divide that modules into groups, such as group one. If you take finance and controlling module will be there. Okay. And under group two, it is completely supply chain and logistic. Like I just bifurcated them, whatever the modules available in the SAP, into separate groups based on their behavior, like how they process works and what they will, based on the work they are doing. I just divided them into groups. Okay. Under group one, it is purely related to FICO. Okay. Financial accounting will be there and controlling module will be there. Okay. Under group two, the whole supply chain and logistic modules will be there, from material management to till quality management. Everything will be there under supply chain and logistic module. Okay. Material management, sales and distribution, production planning, plant maintenance, warehouse management, extended warehouse management, transport management, logistic execution, and quality management. You might be aware of all these modules, right? If you are working in supply chain, you will be aware of these, like somewhere around at some point of time you will be doing some integration work. If you are creating some purchase order, if you are creating STOs, or if you are creating purchase order, the price will be there, right? How that price will be coming, which will be maintained by FICO team. And if you are creating purchase order against a sales order, then how that sales order will be coming, it will be coming from this sales and distribution module. Okay. Who is responsible for that sales order? Okay. So if you are doing the goods receipt, right? So then the goods will be stored in SAP. Then that will get integrated, integration of MM and inventory management module. Okay. So I just given an example that how MM is integrated with SD, FICO, and inventory management, all these things. Okay. If you are creating some auto purchase order, how it is getting created? It is because of the production planning. Okay. Production planning module, where they will suggest the purchase order quantity based on the buffer, and some logic will be there. Based on that, they will suggest the purchase order quantity through which the auto purchase order or purchase requisition will be created. Okay. Quality management is something that once you receive the goods, then it will you will be moving it to unrestricted or block stock, or you may move it to failure, like there will be three types of stock, right? If you have seen some defective pieces, you will move it to the defective storage location, right? So that process and all will cover under quality management. And these HCM and PS module are purely related to people's management, like the HR people will be there, right? They will just enter your details, they will store your details and the salary, all these things will be maintained by HCM. Okay. Like that, there are two technical modules which are above and basis. So you might be given some user ID and password, right? While like you to log in the SAP. So that setup, all those setup according to your user ID, been maintained by basis team. Okay. So you might be sending some mails to uh, vendors. If you are creating some purchase order, You will be downloading some purchase order PDF copy, and you will be sending that PO to vendors, right? If I hope you done that in your regular day-to-day operations. So that if you want to do it, make it automation, or if you want to change something in that PDF copy, you just want to rearrange the things in that PDF copy, there will be some soft forms will be there. So that configuration and will be done by the ABAP team. So these are the technical team. They will do the codings and all. Okay. The ABAP team will do the codings and all. Okay. So this is how the SAP modules are maintained and been interlinked with each other. Okay, so like I told you, MM integrates with production planning, SD, and FICO, and warehouse management. Okay, so it integrates with all other modules, like I told you in the ERP. So as I told you, ERP is something that integrates with all other modules in the system. Okay, not just MM, not just MM. Even though other modules in the system, they will integrate with the other different modules. If you take SD as an example, SD will get integrated with MM, SD will get integrated with PP, and SD will integrate with FICO module. Okay, so the data whatever you are creating in SAP, that will be unique. So if you have come across, like you have experience of creating purchase order, so you will be giving some vendor, right? And you will be giving some material and plant details. Yes, sir. And the item category, purchase order, doc type, and the quantity. All these things you will be providing, right? Is it clear? Rupananda. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Rupananda. Is it clear? Am
Yes,
I
sir.
audible?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yeah, yeah. So you're following, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm. So, like you might while creating the purchase order, you might come across this material, plant, and vendor and all, right? Yes or no? So, in SAP MM, what we will be doing, we will be maintaining the master datas for each of these. Okay. So we have around six, seven master datas available in SAP MM. One is material master, vendor master, purchase info record, source list, and then quota arrangement. Along with these, we have service master and condition master or pricing master. Okay, so coming to material master, so you might be doing some operations while creating the purchase order, purchase requisition, all these things as a end user, right? But if you come to consultant role, then what you will do, you will create your own material type, and whatever the numbers you are getting, you are entering while creating the purchase order, you will configure that how you can, like you will know how you can configure that number ranges to material type, and how to create material in SAP. All these things will be what is the configuration setup will be there, and what end users will do. All these things will be you will you are going to learn if in MM. Okay, like material, like vendor. So the vendor master being replaced by business partner in S4HANA. So vendor master is there in ECC, and in S4 HANA, it is no more. Like it is no more. The vendor master is no more. It is BP supplier. Okay. So supplier info, all these data you need to create and you need to maintain. Okay, so purchase info record is something that when you are creating the purchase order, so, if you simply give this purchase info record, or you just given that material and plant combination, and some of the datas might like get copied automatically, right? You just simply enter that material, plant, and quantity. Then if you enter, then all other data will be filled automatically, because you have maintained the purchase info record with respect to that material, plant, and supplier combination. Okay, or you have maintained it without material also, it is possible. And source list is something that who is the fixed vendor, like who are the suppliers. If you if you are creating some purchase order, then you will have that vendor number you need to provide, right? So that vendor, like for that material and plant combination, which are all the vendors are there, that we need to maintain at the back end, so that as an end user, you will be able to create the purchase order with respect to that material, plant, and vendor combination. Okay, this is how the source list is maintained. And quota arrangement is something that if you have requirement of 1,000 quantity, if you have divided the, like if you have maintained the quota arrangement, then the production planning will be distributed among the vendors. Okay, so after master data, the topmost thing in SAP MM is P2P cycle. Okay, so
Yes, I
the
know.
P2P cycle will start from purchase requisition and ends with payment to the vendor. So in between, we will first create the requirement, the PR is nothing but the individual department's requirement. Whatever the purchase group is there in the organization, those people will be creating the purchase requisition. Okay. After that, they will send for the quotation to the vendors. Okay. Once you get the quotations from the vendors, you will enter those quotations in the system in T code ME 47 and 49. In 49, you will compare those vendors, and you will finalize the vendor based on the price, or whatever the if you have some contract and all, then you will finalize that vendor. Otherwise, you will go for comparison, and you will finalize that vendor. Okay. Once the vendor is finalized, the next step would be purchase order, the creation of purchase order in ME21. So you have your own vendor, you have your material and plant, and the required quantity, everything is there with you. So you will go and create the purchase order. Okay. Once the purchase order is created, then you will send that purchase order through mail, or in in different forms to the vendor. Like you will convey that message that there is a order quantity of this much, and that has to be delivered. Okay. So then after, once you the vendor will check that purchase order, and find, they will send the goods to your organization or company. Then you have to uh, the lorries and all will be coming to your warehouse, and there you need to enter the goods receipt, whatever the quantities you have received, that you need to enter in the system, in SAP, in as a goods receipt. GR is nothing but goods receipt. It is an acknowledgement that you are providing in the system that you have received these many goods against this purchase order. Okay, so receipt is something that will be done by finance team. So what they will do, they will compare the goods PR quantity with goods receipt quantity. They have recheck three check mechanism. So after comparing those three-step mechanism, plant, material, and quantity. Okay, so these three checks will be done by the finance team. Once they everything is fine, they will create the invoice. Once everything is verified, they will create the invoice. So once invoice is created, then it will move for payment. If everything is fine, then it will go for, they will release the payment to the vendor. Okay, this is how the whole P2P cycle works. Okay, and this is the core SAP MM. This is how the core SAP MM works. Okay, so we have some different what do you say, the procurement processes like subcontracting, third party, consignment, services. All these things are special procurements. Okay, and so everything falls under this P2P cycle only, but it is different by whatever the process wise it is different. Okay, so the whole MM module works on this P2P cycle, procure to pay. Fine. So this is how you need to do the goods receipt and all. So we will be having some approval mechanisms, which is called as release strategy. Okay, and that also we will be discussing in our classes, and all other things like how to configure the master data, and how it will be integrates with this P2P cycle. Okay, whatever the purchase, like these are all master data, right? These are all master data. But through this P2P cycle, you will be creating the transactional data. Okay, the difference, how it will be different, that it is a real time data, whereas it is a master data, it is fixed data. Okay, through master data, you will using master data, you will be creating the transactional data in P2P cycle. Okay, so this is all about SAP MM and ERP and SAP S4HANA. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me regarding the course or regarding the MM, or if you have any other doubts also, like regarding other modules, you can ask me.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
What is Migo, sir? Migo.
Mhm.
Migo. What is Migo?
While like to create the goods receipt, you will use Migo T code.
Yeah, this one.
Mhm. So while doing the goods receipt, it is not just goods receipt. There are some other operations also will be there under Migo. You can post transfer posting between, like you can post different material movements using this Migo. So, but it is being mainly used for the goods receipt. So what
Okay.
you do, you will just enter that T code in the command box. Then you have to create the goods receipt with respect to some purchase order, or it can be you are using as a, like you just posting some initial stock. Okay, something like that. If you want to post any of the inventory transactions, you will use Migo.
I understand, sir.
Mm.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so like it will be like mostly it will be covered in 60 to 90 days, 1 hour a day. So I will be explaining you in details of each of these topics. Okay, so how
Okay.
the from master data to till this P2P cycle, everything, how to configure the pricing and all, what are the steps to pricing, everything will be covered under it. Okay.
Yeah. Sir, one more thing. Is
Mm.
the logistics is very difficult, na? But why is so many members in very difficult in that field also? What's the reason?
Logistics.
Yeah, you have to imports and exports. Is there so many transactions? Uh,
See.
my colleagues also is day and
Mm.
night is working in team. Is the
Mm.
import and export this one also. But
Yes,
yeah,
like every module in SAP is it is equally difficult. Okay, so
okay.
once you start practicing it, and once you get proper hands on, then you will get the confidence. It is not that much easy as I'm looking from outside.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. So it will be easy, like if you once you start practicing and once you start configuring it, then you will feel it as easy. Otherwise, like as a if you are looking from outside, then it will seems to be very difficult.
Okay. So
Mhm.
what is the difference between an end user and consultant?
So as an end user, so
Yeah.
whatever it is there, like so if you are just creating a purchase order,
Yes,
right?
sir.
What you will be doing, like in your day-to-day operations,
Yeah. I work with and only over here only.
purchase
Hello.
requisition,
Yeah,
right?
purchase request. Yeah.
So what you will be doing, you will be just go to ME51 T code and you
Yes.
will enter the purchase group, purchase organization, plant, vendor, material, and item category, all these things, and you will just simply create the purchase requisition, right?
Yes. Yes.
First, you will select the document type, right?
Yes.
So from the document type, like some custom document types will be there, right? JED, like it will start with JED.
Okay.
Yes or no? Like which document type you will be using? You will be using NB or any some other different document types?
This only.
NB, right?
Yeah.
So NB is the standard document type. Okay.
Okay.
I We will create some different document types. Okay. And
Okay.
then we will while creating the purchase requisition, once you save it, you will get some number, right?
Yes, sir.
The PR number.
Yeah.
So how that number should be coming and what are the fields should be displayed if you are entering the PR like in the standard NB document type. So there are the n number of fields in the item overview, right? So
Yes.
material will be there, plant will be there, and like vendor, purchase group, purchase organization, item category, account assignment category, all these things will be there. And if you, as a consultant, as a consultant, you can control